Golden State Valeries.
Valkyries.
That is a K. Valkyries, my bad. Over $20,000. Not dollars, people. My fault.
We're back. Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another.
We are not. Sorry to interrupt you. I interrupt you all the time. I'm literally so sorry. I don't mean to.
No, I don't mean to do it either. I think we both just get excited.
Yeah, I just I have things I want to say.
Things we want to yap about.
Exactly. Lots of yapping gonna happen today. But Kelsey and I are not together because originally we were gonna record at like 9 o'clock tonight, and then I was like, actually, Kelsey, I'm a little eepy.
And I said,
so, so what about like Friday? Because originally I wasn't around on Friday, but now I'm around on Friday. A little bit. In the morning I'm around on Friday. And Kelsey's like, well, I have a job. And I was like, okay, weird flex. And then she was like, what if we hopped on right now? And I said, yeah, let's hop on right now.
Yeah, dinner
and get it done.
Faster than I thought it was going to be, which is good.
Yes. Kelsey had to go to dinner with a few of the athletes that we coach because today was their national signing day. So shout out to them.
Shout out to them. You guys make my world go round. You make it a lot easier getting out of bed.
Yes. And I love them too. I know them just as much as Kelsey does. Well, Kelsey knows them better than I do, but I was part of their lacrosse journey. So
I was going to say, Sav played a huge part in this too.
Some of it.
No, like the success of our season last year is 50-50 with you and I. I was going to say 50-50. Oh, yeah. I think it's like 50-50 us, 50-50 them. But like Sav was my 75%.
I'm not 75. But anyways, we'll be talking a lot about lacrosse later. So we got to stop here and get through the stuff, and then we can talk about lacrosse again.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, let me jump in on all the housekeeping. Make sure you subscribe to the Empty the Bench Network, where this podcast is, along with all the other podcasts that the network does, youtube.com/ADB Network. And make sure you listen to Game Changers wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Spotify, Apple, right here on YouTube, or, I don't know, some other one. We're there. You can listen to us. I've been doing a lot of listening rather than watching of our episodes. I can't lie. Big listener. I listen in the gym.
Really?
I do.
Were your workout background?
Yeah. Well, it's nice because like a lot of times now that I'm back into running, my runs are like 40, 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. So our episodes are usually anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour. So I usually listen to the whole thing while I'm running, and then I like to pump listening to some music. Right now, I'm big into the Kid Leroy when I'm working out.
Kid Leroy?
Yeah. I want to see him when he comes to Boston, but tickets are mad expensive.
What's the move?
Tell me what it is. Also, make sure you follow Game Changers at Game Changers ETB on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Should we get a Blue Sky account? We should get a Blue Sky account. You know about that?
No.
Blue Sky is like a bunch of sports writers are making the jump from Twitter to Blue Sky because Twitter is kind of because of Mr. Elon Musk. So people are making the jump. Oh yeah, you know that guy? Well, he owns Twitter. I don't know if you knew that.
He bought that shit.
Yeah, but it's kind of like trash now, and there's like
type of money,
stupid ads, and like sex bots, and like things that fuck with the vibes. So a lot of sports writers.
Did you say
recently
sex bots?
Yeah, sex bots. Like people are like, click this profile because it's not censored. It's censored to a degree, but. Well, I personally haven't seen them. I'm not advertised those. I heard about them because somebody did a story on it that I read today.
Got it.
But that's why I'm saying a lot of sports writers and publications are making the jump over there because it's kind of like what Twitter was supposed to be. But side point, we're getting off topic. Make sure you also follow Empty the Bench Network at ETB Network on all social media. And lastly, Game Changers is presented by Playback.
Presented by Playback. Watching sports is more fun with others, but we spend too much of our time watching alone. Playback is a virtual space where communities can live stream sports together with everyone perfectly synced up. Creators can hop on stage, deliver their own play-by-play analyst commentary, and invite viewers up for a Q&A. Playback makes watching sports fully interactive and a social experience.
Yeah.
Playing fantasy sports, repping your favorite players and teams, and watching the commentaries and communities you care about. Win or lose, sports are best enjoyed together. Join our community by going to playback.tv/ETB Network to find out more, including our live stream schedule.
Yeah. Nailed it. I'm painting my nails. I'm painting them blue.
Oh my god, mine are.
Oh, you got them painted too.
Yeah, boy.
Slay. All right.
Nails done. The lashes are falling off. Pale.
Right.
Yes.
It's all right. It's winter. Who's gonna know? Anyways, ready to talk about news?
Let's get what the news.
So this first thing we got, we talked a lot about the WNBA coach firing frenzy a couple weeks ago. The Dallas Wings have not named who their new coach is going to be, but they did name their general manager, and it is going to be Curt Miller, who was the coach of the LA Sparks.
Whoa. Small world.
Yeah, I guess the WNBA world is a little tiny, a little bubble. The wubble, as they called it when they played in 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah, not really much to say on that. Curt Miller, before he was in LA, actually, he was the coach of the Connecticut Sun, and he was a pretty decent coach there. Just didn't get the end results that the Connecticut Sun are looking for. So they let him go, and then he went to LA, and then they did really bad, and now he's the GM of the Dallas Wings. I think he does have a really good understanding of basketball, so I think a GM role is very appropriate here. But not much to say other than that. Shout out to Curt Miller. Happy for you, dog.
I love your note. Dedicated solely to women's sports coverage. Very exciting.
Yeah, that's my note for this next one. You talk about it.
Whoopi Goldberg to launch all women's sports network. Dedicated solely to women's sports coverage, which is very exciting.
Yes, that is what I wrote in the notes.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I think this is great. Obviously, women's sports every day are getting more and more advertised on national television, on those primetime channels like ESPN or ABC or, wherever.
Yeah.
CBS. So to have their own kind of space and their own kind of channel on network television, I think is cool. Also, shout out to Whoopi Goldberg. I don't know about you, but I didn't know that she was a women's sports diehard. So I didn't
either, but now that I know it, it makes sense.
Yeah, she's cool. I know the other day, our producer Nick was talking about how much he doesn't like The View. And isn't she on The View? We'll have to ask him next time we see him if he likes Whoopi or not.
She's on The View.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know much about Whoopi Goldberg's life. That's, before my time.
Yeah, that's a BK before Kelsey.
BK. Exactly. A BM before Mac, too.
That's what my mom and dad say. They'll reference something. They'll be like, "That's BK," and I'm like, "Before Kelsey?" They're like, "No, before kids."
Oh, the other BK. All right, moving along.
NWSL MVP named: Trinity Rodman, Barbara Banda, Sophie Smith, Marta and Temwa Chawinga.
Yeah, Temwa Chawinga. Yeah, so these are the 5 people who have been named MVPs. The only person who has won it so far, or the only person who this would be their second time winning it if they were to win, is Sophia Smith. She won it in 2022. Trinity Rodman's a first-time nominee. Marta's a first-time nominee. She's also up for midfielder of the year. Barbara Banda and Temwa Chawinga are also first-time nominees, and it's their first years playing in the NWSL, first season. We talked about Temwa Chawinga a couple weeks ago and how she broke the NWSL scoring record. So this is a really like stacked MVP race, I would say. Oh, yeah. I really don't know who's going to win and who to give it to. Based off of, like, part of me wants to say Temwa deserves it because, like, you know, she broke the scoring record and, like, just, like, puts on a show every time she plays on the pitch. I'm also a big Marta fan, so if Marta gets it, you know, I'll be crying happy for her.
So that'd be years.
Yeah, that'd be really nice. Just for like me personally and all the Marta fans out there. Sophia Smith is obviously a baller. Trinity Rodman's obviously a baller. So Barbara Banda's a baller too. It's tough, and they're all kind of forward positions. Like none of them are defenders or anything like that. So like I guess it just goes to show that if you want to win an MVP, go score some goals.
Yeah, it's gotta be a shooter.
Yeah, you just gotta get out there, man. Defense is for the weak. I say that as I played defense in my whole life.
A diehard defender.
Love defense, baby.
Did you ever score a goal in like your high school
career? Lacrosse ever in my life? Absolutely not, baby.
Never?
Every time I did, there was one time. Listen to this. There was one time when I was in high school. I was a sophomore in high school. And I was like one of those players who's like a swing. So like I'd play with JV sometimes. I play with varsity sometimes, whatever. But my coach was like, if you're gonna play your normal position in like varsity practices and at the varsity level, whatever. But when you're playing with JV, like you got to play the opposite. Like you can't play your position, which I never like understood.
Still don't understand.
I don't know. Somehow it was supposed to make me better. I don't think it really worked, but whatever. So I had to play attack, and Kelsey can speak for this. If I get the ball and I'm playing attack, I'm like, why would you even give it to me in the first place? Let me just like run around like a little stupid idiot.
Looking to
I don't want it. Here you go. I don't want it. Keep going. I don't need it. But then, of course, there's like this moment in the game where this girl gets called for shooting space. So now here I am on the 8-meter. I think I was on the second hash, which was actually like a good spot because, you know, I'm a ready shooter, so I was on the second hash. And I was like, okay, I guess this is my moment. I guess this is where it's gonna happen. And then I was like thinking in my head, because I played hockey, so I was like, if I score, do I get the ball? Do I get the game ball? Needless to say, I scored. She got called for shooting space again. So the goal didn't count, and then I shot it over the net. Second shot.
No. Damn, you got robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Robbed.
I know. It was a tough pill to swallow that day. Kelsey scored a lot of goals. Kelsey played attack. MVP.
I don't even know how. I don't want to finish that sentence.
Because she's like, yeah, I scored $5 million.
I don't want to talk about that. Continue.
That's okay. Next one. This was actually big deal, big news here for U.S. Women's National Team fans. Would you like me to read it, or do you want to read it?
Oh, I didn't know if we were going every other because I did the last one. If you want to do this one.
Oh, yeah, I got this. So Lily Yohannes has committed to represent the United States. She plays internationally for Ajax, and she lives in the Netherlands, but she was born in the United States of America, which means she's eligible to play for both countries. Ultimately chose to play for the United States. So nothing, like, she's really good, obviously. She plays for Ajax. Yeah. And she's 17 years old, so good glimpse into the future of the U.S. Women's National Team. Freaking, what's her name? Emma Hayes. Emma Hayes playing chess. Every other international coach playing checkers, babe.
That's funny.
She said, yeah, I'm going to go get Lily. I'll see ya. Bye-bye, Netherlands, because Netherlands is also, like, low-key a rival of the United States. So yes. She's like, ha, gotcha. Got him. I'll take that. I'll take her. Thanks.
Gotti.
All right, here you go.
WNBA expansion teams reached season ticket holder highs. Golden State Valkyries.
That
is a K. Valkyries. My bad. Over $20,000. Not dollars. People. My fault. Portland team over 7. Is that supposed to be 7,500?
7,500, yeah.
Because it's not a comma, it's a dot, so it looks like 7.5.
Oh, my bad. That's on me. Also, side note, we get to go back to this, but will you take the next topic as well? Because I want to talk about the one after that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Anyways, so yeah, expansion teams reaching season ticket holder highs. Like, we up, baby.
It's kind of like what we were talking about last time. It's like I'm so happy for women's sports, but at the same time, I'm so scared for women's sports because we just keep going and going and going, and I just don't want to peak. I don't want to plateau. I want to keep going, and I'm scared we're gonna.
Yeah, I don't want that either. But so far, we're in a good spot. There's always room to grow.
We were down, but now we're up.
We were down. We were down for quite some time. We were down for about 52 years, babe. But now we're back. We're up. But now we're up. All right, you gotta do this one because I want to talk about the next time.
That's fine. Jason Tatum wants to bring a WNBA team to St. Louis. How tough would that be?
That would be very tough.
Yeah. Additionally, WNBA Expansion City talked about recently has been Austin, brought up by Fran Harris, a former Houston Comets player.
Yes. So
I love that Jason Tatum was like, I would like to see this. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. So Jason Tatum is from St. Louis. And I don't know if we mentioned St. Louis when we did our expansion cities that we think could be them. But I think St. Louis is a great idea. St. Louis, their only professional sports teams right now. They have an NHL team and they have a baseball team, the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So they need something. And the NBA not the NBA. Sorry, misspoke there. My apologies. WNBA.
Yeah.
With all the growth that it's having and the moment it's having right now, I don't see any other reason to bring any other sports team or league or whatever other than the WNBA to St. Louis. St. Louis also has an MLS team, actually, now that I think about it. But still, get the WNBA in there. I think Jason Tatum is willing to put up some money for it.
Oh, too. Probably. It's not going to be your idea unless his name's attached to it and he gets to say that he put X amount to it.
Yeah. So St. Louis would be cool. And then, get a little. Maybe they'll name the court after him or something. And they build this arena or whatever. But, anyways. And with Austin, I think is actually pretty interesting. I think if you are going to bring another team to Texas, they should bring back the Houston Comets. Houston Comets were the most dominant team from the start of the WNBA till when they were sold, but Houston Comets won 4 straight WNBA championships, or 3 straight.
I was gonna say
something like that. So the fact that a Houston Comets player is calling for it, also, she was on Shark Tank. she was a shark on Shark Tank. Sharks. I think that's cool. I personally don't know a lot about the sports scene in Austin. I've never been to Texas. But it's not something you hear about really. When you think Texas cities that have teams, it's always Dallas and Houston. So Austin would be cool, I think.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. We ready to get back? This is a throwback. So Bev Priestman, who was the Canadian women's national team coach for their soccer team, she was fired this week. I don't know how many y'all remember this when we talked about it, but remember that drone scandal? That little drone situation?
For the Olympics.
And then she was the Olympics. And then she was banned, and so were a lot of other people.
Yeah.
The guy who flew the drone and the guy and the girl and the woman who was supposedly gave the instruction to fly the drone. They were all sent home from the Olympics and promptly banned from coaching and interacting with Canada Women's National Soccer Team for a year. And then this week, they announced that she was fired. There were a lot of other things that went into this decision. The drone scandal and the spying is one of them. But players also talked about how she wasn't relatable, she wasn't approachable. Kind of really loved to have this power dynamic of she's the coach and she's so much better. You can go out and do the research and read the reports yourself. That's what I gathered. So Canada's in line for a new coach. And I think what?
You should apply.
Could you imagine me being a coach of a professional soccer team?
You would just get caught fangirling.
Yeah, I'd just be like, all right, y'all,
sign my hat.
I'd be like, y'all wanna play Duck Duck Goose? We can have fun. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, we need to hold the people in power in women's sports accountable, and I think Canada did the right thing by holding her accountable and, promptly banning her, whether or not the drone thing was her idea or not, and whoever, orchestrated it and made it happen. Ultimately, everything that happens within a club is the head coach's, that's their responsibility. You don't get, that's not a title anybody can take lightly or should take lightly. Because you're responsible for literally everything. So if something bad happens, they're obviously going to look to you. So Canada did the right thing, I think, here by firing her. I don't know how this impacts if Bev Priestman will ever coach again or where she will coach if she does.
I'm curious if she gets hired again post what happens in the what happened in the Olympics, because the Olympics is just such a big high stage. What a summer. I miss the Olympics already. But if it was them just firing her because she was quote unquote unapproachable and not relatable, I bet she can get picked up by another team.
Oh yeah. And I'm sure that I'm sure she will. I mean, but you're right. I don't know how much of this is going to be a mark on her resume because, having at the Olympics and it's cheating. At the base of it, even if you're not the person who did it, the act of it, you had somebody underneath you in an operation that you're supposed to run, fly a drone over somebody's practice so you can see what they're doing. That's cheating and that's wrong. So I think, I wouldn't be shocked if she doesn't coach simply because it's such a big grievance. You can't cheat and then get what you want.
Yes, exactly.
But if it is truly just because she's unapproachable and whatever, I think it's all right. And the last news piece, but not the least. Sorry, you're at the end. We did a little soccer sandwich kind of. Did we even start with soccer? No, we started with WNBA. I'm wrong.
Okay. NWSL Semifinalists set: Orlando versus KC, Gotham versus Washington Spirit.
Yeah, so you called it. You said Gotham would win.
Sure did.
Gotham's on pace here to go back to back.
Hell yeah.
These are the top 4 teams of the semis or of the postseason as well. They're all the number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 seeds. Very exciting stuff. These are all obviously really good teams. Every team is good, but these ones are the best of the best. So, yeah, lots of exciting soccer. You should go watch.
You have water. I forgot water.
Yeah, I got my drink. Have I ever even wait? Have I ever even showed my sticker? Y'all ever seen this? Have I shown you?
Love who you want and watch women's sports. Woo!
Hell yeah. I got that sticker from Just Women's Sports. Shout outs to them.
Just Women's Sports.
All right. So now
the main focus.
Now the main focus. Kelsey and I have been talking about this. Kelsey and I have been praying for this. If I can, I came in front. Kelsey and I have been waiting for this. And we had it a little bit with a couple other leagues, and sometimes we get the fix during college season, but now it is set in stone, officially going to happen. What do we got?
Women's Professional Lacrosse League. Woo!
Oh, it's so good. It feels so good.
I tell you, It was so basically, all right, let me give the rundown.
Give it to us.
I'm like checking my Instagram, I'm at work. I like get a couple minutes. It's like what? I just gotta have a meeting. It's like 11:30. I look at my Instagram feed, flooded.
With that one video of Charlotte North, because that's what mine was full of. Mm-hmm.
Charlotte North and one of Alex Oss. And
yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, like, what's going on? Like, I know we already, wow, my eyelashes look so messed up. I was like, I know we already have, like, the bid for the Olympics, like, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm, like, clicking on it, and, like, the username says WLL. And I was like, do I follow a WLL? And I click on it, and I'm like, oh, shit. We did it. And then it was so funny because the rest of the day, like, I kept talking about it. I was, like, showing, like, my coworkers who are, like, also, like, my really good friends. And I'm like, yo, look at this. Like, look. And they're just like, wow. I'm like, you don't understand. This is a really big deal.
Yeah, literally. So, the Women's Lacrosse League. So, I think we should backtrack a little bit. Women's lacrosse
is the best sport there is.
Well, Kelsey and I are a little biased, so we believe it is one of the best sports.
Yes.
From being a player, being a coach, being a fan, in all aspects, lacrosse is just an exciting, like, there's no low moments ever. It's just like an hour of pure adrenaline and, like, excitement. Like, it's nuts out there.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be a little nuts to like it. You gotta be a little nuts to play it, but that's who we are. Women's lacrosse in particular, even when Kelsey and I were, like, in high school, like middle school, high school, even parts of college, like, your high school or your lacrosse career largely ended when you were finished with high school.
Yes.
And that's really, like, a tough thing because you have, like, I'm going to use the MLB as an example. Kids in the MLB get drafted, like, when they're, like, 16, 17, 18 years old. NHL players get drafted 16, 17, 18 years old. NBA players are, like, pretty young, All of these leagues, all of these sports have had for years a professional league to look up to, like, something to aspire to, right? Mm-hmm. For Kelsey and I, well, I guess I won't speak for you. For me, the biggest aspiration and dream come true for lacrosse was to play in college, which doesn't happen for 90% of athletes.
I know the statistic. 13% of high school female athletes will go on to play college lacrosse.
That's what large. I was pretty close with my 90% estimation.
Pretty damn close, but I just got the statistic today because it was signing day, so I was able to. Yeah.
So, lacrosse ended basically when we were 18 years old, and then through college, like, there's options to play club, pick up, whatever. Kelsey and I both played club. I'm actually wearing my club hoodie at the moment. And then this league came along that nobody knew about. Well, actually, I feel like I need to backtrack even more. Sorry, I'm going all over the place. I'm excited. I need to get my thoughts together because I haven't talked about it really with anybody, if I'm being honest. Kelsey and I grew up watching lacrosse players like Kenzie Kent, Taylor Cummings,
Michelle Tumalo,
Marie McCool,
the fucking goats of the goats.
Yeah, we grew up on those those were our jam,
Mm-hmm.
And the only time they got to play lacrosse, like, by large, was when they played for the United States.
I was going to say
international play, because there is a Team USA. There's Team USA for everything, but there's a Team USA for lacrosse. And that's, like, we would have to wait, like, all year for the one Team USA lacrosse game where they're, like, playing Canada, or they're playing, like, I don't know, probably just Canada at that time, But also, like, I don't know about you, but I was always told growing up that lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in the entire
America.
world.
Yep.
the fastest growing. So it was always kind of strange to me that this sport that is like taking the country by storm, that has so much history and culture too, like through its background of, you know, being something that Indigenous people did, and just like it's such, if you don't know like the history of lacrosse, I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you because it's going to take me 12 hours.
Literally.
So like go look it up and like read about the I'm going to butcher it, but the Haudenosaunee people and their like just their culture and what lacrosse means to them.
It's
I think that's like what, yeah, and I think that's what truly like makes lacrosse feel like such a beautiful game to me, is that it is a sport like no other that does so good at honoring where it's come from. Anyways, now we're back. We're back to like the present day. A little league came along and nobody knew about it, and they were called Athletes Unlimited. And they were like, yeah, we're gonna like take all these women's sports that like don't play in America, and we're gonna play them in America. So they took lacrosse, they took softball, they took volleyball, and they took basketball too, but later on. But those three were like the women's sports that didn't have a league. And at the same time of all this, men's lacrosse had the National Lacrosse League, and they also had whatever the professional league is where they play box lacrosse. I don't know what it's called. Maybe that's also the National Lacrosse League. Whatever. They had men's lacrosse out on a field, and they had men's lacrosse in box lacrosse. Mm-hmm. And they were playing on like college fields. Like it was nothing special. Like it wasn't like they were playing at like Gillette Stadium or like Lincoln Financial Field where like the NCAA men's tournament is. So men's lacrosse had something. Women's lacrosse had nothing. And then Athletes Unlimited came by and they were like, you know what? Like, we're going to do that. And then at the same time as athletes, and they balled out. They continue to ball out. They're going to still do a season this year. At the same time, Paul Rabel started the Professional Lacrosse League, which is now largely the men's professional league in America. They've got teams across the country, and they play. It used like now the teams didn't used to have like geographical locations. Now they do, and now they play in different stadiums and whatever. But they used to just like all these teams used to just like travel around America and just play lacrosse. Mm-hmm. And Paul Rabel, if you don't know who Paul Rabel is, I know we are a women's sports podcast, but Paul Rabel is he is one of the most talented men's lacrosse players ever in the world, like collegiate, professional. He's a baller. But he is also such an ambassador for the women's game. So to bring it full circle back to the topic at hand, the first video I saw, in addition to that Charlotte North one, was Paul Rabel talking about it. And, Paul Rabel is the founder of the PLL. The PLL is helping to found the WLL.
And he's a girl's girl.
He's a girl's girl. He is such an ambassador for women's lacrosse. He's such an ambassador for women's sports. Quality, and he's just a good guy. He's a great guy. And yeah, I was shocked. I really truly was just like, we've been waiting for this. Like, the demand is here. The people are here. The sport deserves something like this. And the athletes deserve something like this. Like, they deserve some kind of stability, right? And we just had the women's box lacrosse tournament, first ever international box lacrosse tournament. Mm-hmm. Lacrosse is arguably bigger than it's ever been. It's going to continue to be bigger than it ever was, especially now that there's a league for it to be at. Mic drop.
Is that your
Sorry to be long-winded on that.
Sav took about 70% of what I was going to say. Sorry. Truly.
We gotta meet before we have these conversations. We should talk about this stuff.
I know.
Before, so we know, so I'm not stepping on your toes. I feel bad.
No. It's okay. You summed it up really well. I think for me personally, it was funny. I ran into someone who, like, at my job who knows about lacrosse, and I just gave them a hug. And I was just like, we did it. Like, it's happening. I was just so excited. I just gave a hug. And she was like, this is huge. Like, this is so great, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, we're making it. And, like, it was, for me, it was a mixture of, like, LFG, to also, like, it's about damn time. Like, how you gonna say we're the fastest growing sport in America and then also just, like, make us wait this long? Like, they were just dogging us for a little bit. And I think for me, like, so we all know, like, it broke that, like, we got the bid to be in the Olympics. But for me, like, this makes sense. Like, this is going to shape the Olympics so much, too, because there's going to be games of, like, different teams, because it's a professional league now. And then that's going to be, like, a whole pot, and then you're going to throw them into the Olympics. Like, it's just going to be so crazy. And what's even better about this is that, like, typically it's, like, so we went through the phases. It's, like, you work so hard, and then 13% go on to play in college. And then of that 13%, let's chalk it up as, like, what? Here's fucking low numbers. 3%, 2% go on to play, like, Athletes Unlimited. But, like, the ones that are playing Athletes Unlimited, like, they're, like, blast from the past names. Like, I saw, like, Alex Aust. She was a 2010 Towerton finalist.
Mm-hmm.
I was 9. And she's still playing. That's crazy. So it's like, with the professional lacrosse league, it's going to be, like, so much cooler because it's going to be all those older, even though they're not fucking old, but older, like, athletes coming back and being able to play now. Like, that's insane. Oh, the things I would do to see Michelle Tumolo play again, that lives rent-free in my head. Like, she's the reason why I shoot the way I do. Like, I saw her shoot, and she literally was, like, the first player that's going to be like, I'm going to shoot like a guy, and I'm going to do it better than them. And then she did that. And then I was like, I want to shoot like that. And now, like, you see, like, Charlotte North doing that. And it's just, or, like, Izzy Skane, like, we're just changing the game.
I was on the Skane train so hard. I was on the Skane train so hard. I was at Northwestern when they won the national title. So, like, I had to, like, all the Lake Show games. I can't lie.
It was just, like, for me, it was a mixture of, like, to, like, oh, this is gonna change the game, brother. Like, this is huge.
Is Michelle Tumolo the
she's a West Point
Army? Yeah. Who's at Syracuse? What's her name?
Google.
Yeah. I feel bad that we're forgetting. Kayla Trainer!
Oh, Kayla Trainer, right?
Yeah. How can we forget about her? Sorry, Kayla Trainer.
And then Sam Apuzzo's BC.
Mm-hmm. She's one of the people at BC.
Kenzie Kent is where?
Oh, yeah. She just got hired.
Yes.
I think she might be at Syracuse, too.
No. Is it BU?
Wait, hang on.
No, Gators. Who's the Gators?
Oh, Harvard.
Okay, I knew it was a Boston one. I knew it was a Boston. Who's that? Who's with there's someone that's with the Gators. I forget who.
Is it Pareka? What's her name? I don't think it's her though.
I don't know. I'm having such bad acid reflexes. I feel like I can't breathe right now.
You're excited.
No, because I threw up right before we came on this because I ate my pasta in 0.2 seconds.
Oh, this says it's Amanda O'Leary. I'm not familiar with that.
O'Leary, yeah.
Are you familiar? I'm not familiar.
Yes.
Is that bad? Should I be familiar? Not me thinking it's what's her name. You know who I'm talking about, though. Fun fact about, I can't remember her first name. But their last name is Pareka. And she played at Florida. I think her sister played at Florida, but they have a brother, and he played at Marist.
Oh, really? I want to see Charlotte North coach. But at the same time,
she'd be unstoppable.
I know why she's not coaching. Like, she's just she's playing.
She doesn't need to. Like, low-key, she doesn't need to. When she gets to be, like, 40, I want to see that clipboard in her hands.
She'll take a step back and be like, okay, retirement. Guess I'll just coach.
Yeah. I was joking around with Jordan, and I was like, now I could come out of retirement.
Okay, I literally am so happy you said that because someone said that to me. They're like, do you know what this means, Kelsey? Do you know what this means? Like, get that dual citizenship. Go back to playing, blah, 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 blah. I would literally consider my dual citizenship just so I can have a closer bid at going to the Olympics because my dream is to be in the Olympics. Like, I just met an Olympic gold medalist last week, and I got to hold the medal. The gold medal? Fucking heavy, dude. Her neck was because it's so heavy. But anyway,
shout out to Alexis Holmes, by the way.
Shout out Alexis Holmes. Insane. And like, I'm just looking at her and I'm holding this medal. It's like, it's one of those like big self-reflect moments of like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, where did I go wrong? How, like, as someone who's such a sports fanatic and like, I have a really heavy, like we both do, especially with sports. Like I have a really, really heavy sports ethic. How did I let this slip through? Like, how did I stop? Like, why did I let a fucking bad year womp my entire existence at this point? I feel
that's literally how I feel because now I'm like I didn't go to the gym today because I'm like, I didn't need to go to the gym. I'm sleepy. It's like if I was still playing lacrosse or hockey or soccer or whatever, I'd be like, get your ass literally to the Planet Fitness and run 10 miles and then squat 250. Let's go.
Yes. And it's so funny because I have that shit in my brain, like in my head. And like, even like today, I was like, I should probably try and go to the gym. Like, everyone that I just ate dinner with is just like, oh, you can't wait to lay down, like the vino, the pasta. I'm laying down. I'm like, I need to try and get to the gym at some point. And they're just like, psh. And I'm like, I hear the voices. I hear the voices in my head telling me that I need to get the fuck off the fucking couch and work out. Or else I can hear Coach John in my head right now. Come on, Kels. You gotta do it.
You gotta do it. Before we kind of wrap it up here, though, I think the thing that like just excites me the most is that the PLL, which is the men's league for the listeners who are unfamiliar, that Paul Rabel created. The PLL not only has it brought these like phenomenal men's lacrosse players together and created these teams and just done so much for the sport in ways that can't be done in other ways. The PLL is like a place of community.
I was gonna say there's
people they drive across the country to see games because they literally play in like every major lacrosse city. They play in Albany, New York. They play in Fairfield, Connecticut. They play like on Long Island. They play in like North Carolina. Like they play all over the country.
They hit the
and like I know a couple people who work for them and have worked for them in the past, and they're just like it's like they're groupies. Like they just like follow wherever the PLL bus is going. Like they're going with it. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping to see like that kind of excitement for the women's game. Especially because the women's game is so much
better than
the men's game.
Shit, they got me.
They got us.
Dude, we should vlog a game.
Okay, let's do it.
That'd be a good episode.
We'll do it. But like I was saying, women's lacrosse is so much different from men's lacrosse. And the people who know it, and the people who love it, love it. And if you don't know it and you don't love it, you're going to know it and you're going to love it. So just like, it might be a little confusing. Like you might not know why the whistle's being blown. Half the time, we don't either. So you're not alone. Sometimes they just...
What was that call? What was that call? What was that call?
Yeah, and the ref is like, it's like, okay.
He's like, advantage. I'm like, what was that call, ref?
What are we talking about right now? Are we watching the same game?
Yeah. We gotta call the game both ways. Come on.
Yeah, literally. Okay, but here's a little rundown if you're trying to learn and you go to a game and you don't want to seem like a total idiot. But the Kelsey and I are two lacrosse coaches. If you didn't know that, you haven't been listening to enough episodes. Here, I'll give you a little rundown. There's a little circle around the net. It's called a crease. Only the goalie's allowed to be in the crease. Don't go in the crease. Okay. I do a draw in the middle. That's what that's called. The little face-off. It's called the draw with the sticks. Boop. The ball has to go certain height in the air.
You gotta go above the tallest person's shoulder.
There you go.
The face off.
And then also, the players who are on the circle, that's what that circle is called. Somebody has to get possession before like anybody else can enter the like midfield. There's like those are like the big basic ones that you should know.
We won't bother trying to explain shooting space to you because we don't even get it.
It's so arbitrary, really, truly. Like the looks, you have a different angle than me, so I can't argue that. You saw what you saw, but I also saw what I saw. So you got to meet me in the middle somewhere. You also can't like lay somebody out. Like that's kind of frowned upon, but like sometimes it happens.
You will get hurt.
You may get hurt, but you also like
for sure.
It's relatively safe, like even though you don't wear a helmet or anything other than goalie, but
don't worry.
You got your little goggles. I have my goggles. Hang on. Don't look at my background. It's messy. Actually, I got 2 pairs. You wear these things? I got 2 pairs. This is my old pair. This is my new pair. And then, here. Hang on, everybody. I'm doing this for you, Game Changers fans. And then you put them on, and you look kind of like an idiot. Oh, these ones hurt my head. They're not really fit right. And you wear these, and you hope that nobody laughs at you.
But it's okay because
you get really sweaty, and you get pimples in here and in here.
Yes, and you get the tan lines are criminal.
Yeah, tan lines are real bad. All right, that's enough of that.
Well,
all right.
I just want to say thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been great. I hope you enjoyed our excitement. Hopefully you can realize how big of a deal this is for us, and hopefully you guys enjoyed as well. Go
watch some lacrosse highlights.
Yeah. Watch that video of Charlotte North and tell me you don't get chills watching it. Because we sure did. Sav, this episode comes out Saturday. What's that?
Yes, it comes out on Saturday the 16th. But we'll do our promo later, so don't even worry about it.
Oh, yeah, don't even worry about that. Sorry, ignore me.
But thank you again so much for listening to this episode. Always fun time to get together with my friend Kelsey. Now I'm going to go to bed.
I'm going to go take a Pepsid.
Yeah, you need something. But we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah.
Love you guys. Peace.